Hey, what's up? This is going to be the story of the worst charter I have ever been on. So, the first thing you need to know is that this is an all-day charter, right? Which means that it's going to be 10 hours long, and it starts early in the day. So, I wake up at like 5:30, okay? I get dressed, I brush my teeth, I get ready, I get all my stuff, I get my lunchbox, right? I got my bag with my EpiPen, just in case. And I'm feeling ready to go, I got my sunscreen on, I had a good breakfast. I'm happy, man. I've been looking forward to this trip for so long, dude. And keep in mind, this thing costed $150, right? $150 to go on this charter. I was so looking forward to it. I was thinking, man, I'm gonna get so many fish. It's gonna be so fun. I'm gonna make like friends and stuff. You know what I mean? And so you have to get there by 6:30 because the boat leaves at 7, and it's a maritime law that you got to get there at least 30 minutes before the boat departs. And so I get there at 6:30, I wait in line, I get my ticket, I hop on the board, and then about 20 minutes in, maybe 30 minutes, I start feeling a little funky. And I start feeling real funky, so I grab my bag next to me. I say, uh-oh. And I throw up in my bag, bro. So after that happens, I take some Bonine tablets, right? And because I'm thinking, man, I do not want that to happen again. And I feel just fine afterwards, right? I feel like, okay, now I'm ready to go fishing. Now nothing's gonna go wrong. Everything's gonna be just fine. Things went wrong. So, right, maybe like, I want to say an hour after that happened, we're still on the way, because remember, it's an all-day charter. You spend most of the time actually traveling to your destination to get to deeper waters, to get to better and bigger fish. And so, yeah, maybe like an hour after that first throw up, I'm sitting there, in the cabin inside the boat. I start feeling, uh-oh. I start feeling real bad again. So I run over to the side of the boat. I go, I throw up over the side of the boat. And so after that, finally, after like maybe 3 hours on board, we arrive to our destination and we start to fish. And what you gotta understand is that the boat is painted white, so the heat reflects. And this is in the middle of like the beginning of July. Okay, so it is very hot. And the heat is reflecting off of the white paint right onto me. And I'm fishing on the bow of the boat, so it's rocky, and I'm like dying of heat. So I have to like sit down, right? And we're each given a bucket for our fish. And so I had to sit down and grab my bucket. I said, I'm taking 5, man. So I throw up in the bucket now. And then after that, I'm like, okay, I gotta go inside. Everybody get out of my way. So I go inside, I lay down, and I pass out for like 20 minutes or something like that. Like 10, 20 minutes. And I wake up and I'm like, what? I'm still on this fucking boat. And see, what really, really sucked is that I didn't have any energy to fish, right? Like, the only time I had energy was for like maybe 10 minutes when I was like throwing up on the bow. Dude, everybody around me was catching tons of fish, tons of big fish, and everybody was having like such a good time, and here I was just suffering. One little measly fish. And so eventually, we go to a couple more stops, and the captain says, all right, guys, we're gonna turn around now. We're gonna head back home. So we head back to the dock, and on our way back, I start feeling, guess what, a little funky. So I run over to the side of the boat. Pretty nice day out. I throw up again, and for those of you keeping along at home, that is 4 times now that I've thrown up. Man, I'm just wanting this thing to be over so bad. I think I have like heat exhaustion. I got bad seasickness, definitely seasickness. The boat keeps rocking, and I'm like, oh my god, dude, I just want to be home. but we have to stay on the boat because it's like another 3 hours until we get, back to the dock. So I just sit on this hot, rocky boat, and I'm just suffering, man. There's people saying, like, are you okay? One guy offered me crackers. Man, it is just not going very well for me. So, finally, right, we arrived back to port. We arrived to the dock. I see my mom, waiting for me. I look at her, and I go, I did not have a good time. As soon as we got reception, I sent her a message. I say, it went horribly. I threw up 4 times. I passed out. And this was happening. And that was happening. And I threw up in my bag. And the bag is ruined. And everything is going wrong. It went horribly. From 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. That is how long I suffered on that damn boat, dude. That was one of the least amounts of fun I've ever had. Wow, that sucked. That sucked really bad. So that's the story of the absolute worst charter I've ever been on. It sucked, but, it wasn't the charter's fault, Yeah, a lot of people had a good time. A lot of people caught a lot of really cool fish. They even had to use a gaff to pull up this one guy's amberjack. It was really neat stuff, so... Yeah, it was still, I guess, a little cool, but I'm taking a half-day charter next time.